Hi, Tanya. This is your submission over here on the right. And you see, he doesn't really look like he's walking. So, I'm going to show you what you should be doing. This was a submission that I worked another student through. And I'll turn it around so it looks like yours. And you see, this should only be, it's not perfect. His balance is a little off. But you'll see that it's very simple. It's just pose 1, pose 2, 3, whoops, I think it's 3 is over here. And I'm going to correct this just because I am a little more anal. It's really just 4 poses, and I'm going to make this positively clear. Notice I keep my graph editor open at all times too to see what I'm doing. And alright, I don't know what this extra pose is versus this, so I'm going to kill this one. And this should be taken down. So I'm just perfecting his 4 poses a bit. Right? You see all my curves? Now if I look at it, there you go. So look at this. It's really just 1, 2, 3, 4 poses. So first pose here, it's his contact pose. 2 feet are making contact. Let's look for a second pose. I don't know what this is, so I'm going to delete this pose. I just want it to be the clean 4 poses. 1 is this pose. I don't think this is a pose, so I'm going to delete this. I think I just ruined it. Well, hopefully it didn't confuse you. I'm just trying to figure out his work. He's got 5 keyframes here. They don't sync up. I'm trying to figure out why. But anyhow, first contact pose. Let's see, that's a second contact pose here, and I'm going to clean this up. So it's a clean contact pose, so it makes sense. That's a passing pose. This should be a passing pose. That's a passing pose. And I'm going to pull this under so it's cleaner. Okay, you can really see it. So this is a shenanigan right there. No, it's a passing pose. Alright. Okay, this is a contact pose. 2 feet are on the ground. Body is right in between the 2. This is a passing pose, but notice that the feet have swapped. And this is that first passing pose. Copy, you can copy and paste it, really. So I'm just going to do copy just to make sure it's clean. Okay. So that's all you got to do. First pose, 2 contact poses. The body's down a little bit because the body is between 2 feet, right? Then the passing pose, the body is up a little bit. Notice that? Went up because this leg straightens a bit. So there. Then this pose, the feet are out a little bit. You can even put them out a little bit further. And then the body should be up a little bit because the body is walking. And then I look at my translate Y on this body. And you'll see kind of a bouncing ball thing happening. So I can eliminate that keyframe and pull that one over a little bit because I do want to emulate the bouncing ball. And I'll pull this over. And when I play it, that's a walk. It's just 4 poses. So let's correct yours. See if I can do that with you here. Let's find your first pose. So your first pose, you got a contact pose. Cool. Then you got a passing pose. But you appear to be walking forward. I think that's where your error is. And then you're pulling it all back thinking, oh, it's not supposed to be walking forward. So let's take this, view, frame all, look at your work, And you know what? I'm just going to start fresh. I'm going to delete everything. One quick way to do this is to go over here, right click and break connections. Do that for everything. Select everything. Right click, break connections. Right click and break connections. So everything should be off. I shouldn't have any, never, never, never put anything on the big sphere, because your creative director is going to do that. Never animate this, the big sphere. I picked this thing. Never that big round circle, never animate that. Because when you're done with your cycle or your animation, what's going to happen is you're going to turn in your file, and it's going to go to a creative director, and there may be 8 different characters in that scene, and he's going to animate this sphere. He's going to say where in XYZ your character is going to sit. So if there's animation on that pertaining to the acting in the scene, it's going to screw everything up and it's going to be sent back to you. So we got our first pose, our contact pose, and I'm going to do this little trick where I go show none, show curves, okay, and I got my first pose. I'm going to set that keyframe, and because I'm doing cycle, I want the last keyframe the same as the first keyframe, so I'm going to put that also on 24 and just make this 24 long. Alright, now I need in the middle to have my next set of contact frames. So I go here, and go here, and I'm just changing trying to figure out why you have that bent toe there. Zeroing it out. Hopefully that's making a change. It's not making any change whatsoever. Heel roll. Yeah, there we go. And I want the body down a bit too. Okay. Because the legs are wide apart and I want a little bit of knee there. Okay. So I'm going to go shut off my polygons. I'm on frame 12. S. Okay. Now I need to go back here, bring that body down. Alright. And I need to bring that toe down. I'm just correcting what I forgot to put in the beginning. I wanted to have everything flattened out. I want to have the body between. There you go. Okay, so I'm correcting my first and 24th position to include that information that I didn't include. Alright? Yes. Alright, so the only thing I've done so far also going to put this all on. Okay. Only thing I've done so far is create my first, middle, and last pose. First, middle, and last. You see just the feet are changing position. See that? Now I'm going to put in my passing pose. And if I play this, woo, he's ice skating, right? Quick way to do ice skating. That back one is going to turn into a passing pose. So that back one's going to lift up. And your passing pose, review that image of the 8 positions of the walk cycle, okay? So this is his passing pose. It's going to be right about here. Cool? Turn off my polygons. S. Alright. 18. Do the same thing. So I go here, I figure out where's, whoops. I controlled Z to get out of that. Where's the passer? And this is the passer. So at 18, I'll lift this up, lift the body up, and turn off my polygons. Press S. Turn on my polygons, and you're not going to believe your eyes what you see next. The rudiments of a walk cycle. I think his front reach is a little bit too much, but you get it. From here on in, all you do is the things you're already doing, which to make the toe roll happen, you know, you need to accurately see where that's going, and you look at your images to see that. But if you master this much, you'll understand the walk cycle. A cycle is a walk in place. When you work in games and do animation, they're going to ask you for cycles that begin and start with the same frame so they can play forever. Okie dokie. So try that much and get back to me.